Well, hey again, everybody. It's Fist-25. We're here for a double ship review this time. This time we're going to check out the Esperia remake of the Tevarin Talon and the Talon Shrike. These are two fighters that they're pretty interesting. They're very bird-like, and one of them is more guns and the other one's more missiles, and I really can't wait to get into them. So let's do it. All right, so welcome back. Welcome back to Fisting Jawa Save the Universe, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and watching the video. We'll see how long this one takes. I am known for my long-form videos, of course. And this one with two ships, it might take a little while. We'll see. I know we're going to do a look at the brochure. There is no ship commercial. But we are going to do chase camera dogfighting and solo dogfighting on both ships, as well as a loadout review on both ships. So stay tuned for that. I am actually wearing the AV's armor, which is kind of Tevarin based, and I think it looks cool. And I'm going to put on the helmet so I can show you guys. So hang on real quick, and let's get that helmet. Oh, that's totally the wrong helmet.
A few moments later.
Hey, and there we go. We got the right helmet on. And all right, what do you guys think? I like this outfit. I think it's pretty cool. It's very stringy. But this is the base version. Anyway, let's go check out our stuff here. I like filming at Port Olisar. it's got good stuff. Okay. So I'm going to go call the ship, and I will meet you guys where we can check it out on the ground. We're going to start with the AV's Talon, and then we'll work into the Talon Shrike. So just hang on to your butts. All right, guys. So here it is, the Esperia Talon. This is the Talon variant, the one with the more powerful guns and less missiles. Also in its base paint scheme. So right off the bat, it has a pretty aggressive stance here, and it doesn't sort of looks like a bird, almost like a vulture look with this top piece here. You got to remember this thing was made. It's a replica of what the Tevarin used in the Tevarin Wars, and the Tevarin had some pretty cool tech. So as we kind of come around the starboard side, this area is the cockpit here, up top. We'll get to that in just a sec. But as we kind of come around here, we can see that the wings are folded back, and it looks like it looks very much like a prowler, right? Where everything's kind of in these weird bands. If you can see them inside there, it's like it's held together by something strange. Here is our guns. This thing, I do have a stock loadout. There's missiles down there, and there are the stock guns. I believe they are on a gimbal, and so it's a size 4 hardpoint with size 3 laser cannons, I believe. This is a single seat fighter. Designed for escort services and targeted strikes, built in the Tevarin style. The Talon has a powerful directional phalanx shield for maximum maneuverability, but weak physical armor once the shields are dropped. A pair of size 4 weapons and size 3 missile rack complement the Talon's strike first and strike hard combat style. So the whole thing about the phalanx shields was these fighters would come together, and their shields would lock together to form like this big, huge like shield wall. But that technology is not in the game yet. So The Talon actually has really high hull hit points. So it's got a lot of hit points for the ship, and I think maybe that's because this as a substitute for the shielding technology. It is known for its hit and run attacks. The cockpit has been significantly modified for human use, but it's still quite different in many ways compared to other craft. There's a unique single-stick control scheme that the Tevarin used. And when you eject, the entire cockpit goes with you. So as we kind of come around the starboard side and the back, you can kind of see the wings here. And they're very bird-like. Very small, almost hollow-looking like structures, because birds have hollow bones, and this ship extends out quite a bit in the back. You can see that there's two separate. Well, I mean, there's two separate sets of landing gear, but it kind of lands nice and balanced, right where up the legs of a bird would be. Imagine that. It's got really neat paint and this really unique styling. As you can see, the paint it changes with the angle of view. So as you see this port side piece here, it's green on the right and purple kind of on the left. But as we change our viewpoint and it catches the sun, it becomes more green. So it's basically an iridescent paint scheme, or kind of like a pearlescent paint scheme. And that applies to the whole ship. And there's actually multiple paint schemes, which we'll show during the loadout section, that do this kind of stuff. So it's really neat. Another thing about these Talon ships, the Talon and the Talon Shrike, the Shrike is the missile variant, is that they're supposed to be stealthy. The alloy that makes up much of the Talon's hull is a fully synthetic material that's been reverse engineered to replicate the uncommon stealth qualities of the mysterious metal which it is based. It actually is a pretty quick ship comparatively to other ships. It goes about 200, 208 or so for SEM speed, and I think we'll test this out, but it's spread around 1235, 1236 for maximum speed. And like I mentioned before, this thing has 2 missile racks down here, and it also has those size 4 hardpoints for guns, which I did not swap out. I wish I kind of did, because I hate laser cannons. Yeah, so let's actually hit F and we'll do our kind of first-person tour here. This is how we get into the canopy up here, but there's this little piece right here, and you can't see it. It's like, it highlights blue. That's how you get into the cockpit, which we'll get into in a minute. We're going to open this front compartment, which looks like a component bay access. We don't actually have anything to do here. And I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be in this bay. But we're going to have component access over there. Looking around, can we open this side piece? It looks like we can. So here is this a weapons bay where we can put guns inside? It looks like, yeah, we can store rifles and things like that in here. So eventually we're not going to be able to take those into stations and things like that. Let's look around for some more red buttons. There's a maneuvering thruster over there. The cool landing gear configuration and these light strike cannons. I don't necessarily see any buttons over here. Or back here. Nope. Nope, that may be it. There may be a duplicate on the other side. What do we got back here? It looks like we have some kind of access point here. This may be something like the shields, or it says bearings, so it's definitely not shields. So it may be something with a. We'll have to see in the loadout what bearing actually makes. Looks like this button may do the same thing. Oh no, that's in the back. Okay. So this may be like the jump drive or something like that, or the quantum drive. Who knows? But so this ship is fairly recent to the game. I think it's a year old, but it's had some passes on it where it actually has usable outer component areas. Okay, and coming around the port side here, pretty much it's a symmetrical ship. And what I was talking about is this stuff in here. The Prowler has this too, and it's like a bird's nest type of motif, but it yeah, I'm not sure if, that I think it's just styling, basically. There is nothing here on the port side to open this guy up that I can see. I don't see any other buttons for anything else. Yeah, so that's about it. So let's go ahead and enter the cockpit. And it's kind of weird how that works. So we're just going to click on that area. We're going to see the seat basically come and smack us right in the face. I might have stood just the right spot. So we're going to hop into the seat. And you'll see these weird little diamonds on the screen. They come with the ship. And I don't know what to make of them. They're markers for stuff, and they're just kind of graphic objects that have just been there. So we're going to wait for the canopy to close. And I have power on right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn power off. So this is what you can see here in the cockpit. Nothing. This is almost like that stealth tech that comes with the ship. You can see up here, but that's just the ship itself. So I can't get rid of these artifacts. Hopefully they don't bother us too much. I'm going to go ahead and hit R and turn the ship on. Very cool. Very cool sound. I really like it. Let's do an exterior, just a couple shots on the ship before we do the cockpit tour. There is no other interior. We can see those green, almost glass or crystalline-like transparent structures on the wings. And in the sun, this thing shines really, really nice. I really am enjoying the paint scheme and the iridescent paint of the Talon. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go back into the cockpit. We'll do a quick cockpit tour. Notice that windscreen opened up. So another cool piece of Tevarin tech that's true on the Talon Shrike, as well as the Esperia Prowler. So from the cockpit here, again, looks like your hand is resting on something over here, but it's not a throttle. Everything is supposed to be ran off of this stick, so that's kind of interesting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 multifunction displays. The top two being ship status and target, which is good, even though you can see the bottom two pretty well from the default viewpoint here. We have a 3D radar. On the left is the holographic stuff, and of course these had a fairly recent pass, probably when it was made. So to the left is G-Safe, proximity assist, CRS, I don't know what that stands for, can't remember stuff. Coupled flight, looks like ESP doesn't work, and that's on the left side of the HUD display. And navigation display, that's on there. Down here, there's an engine on, engine off button. Under the engine button, of course, power on, power off. Looks like there is landing gear here. Deploy landing gear, retract landing gear, and then spool the quantum drive is down there. That's about it for the left side. Going over to the right, we have the ejection button. We have an open exterior, exit, and press to unlock. Weapons off. Looks like the shields one doesn't quite work. Viewport on. Viewport off. So this should bring the viewport stuff out there. What works on this side? I'm not getting anything here. So nothing works on that display. And that's pretty much it. That is the cockpit. Decent, view here. I like the way the struts are and the hexagon and line patterns. It's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and let's take off with this fighter. We're going to lift straight up. Notice the nose went down just a skosh, but pretty quick to come up here. We're on Talon, if anybody's wondering. We're going to go ahead and raise this landing gear. And as we do that, you're going to notice the bottom part of the wing is kind of spread out. Now, the top part of the wings are like this because I have VTOL still turned on. If I turn off VTOL by hitting K, our wings actually spread. And CIG has talked about possibly when the wings are spread back to make the ship faster, because With the wings spread out, you should be able to have more lift and more maneuverability. So what do you guys think about how this ship looks, especially doing this? Very, very bird-like, right? It's got that it's got the bird beak for the cockpit. And I think that's pretty darn cool. It looks good. I like it. I like the ship a lot. It's not my favorite fighter or anything like that, but it is a wicked ship, and so much so that I did actually buy it. So, okay, let's move on to let's see some flying going here. We're going to go into just SCM speed. So SCM speed in atmosphere 206. It looks like. And we're moving pretty darn slow around Talon. Let's give it some gas. Let's see what we can get up to. I mean, it's cruising, right? It's definitely cruising. Got to get to our 0 mark here. We're past 800. We're oh. So looks like it just about. The pitch plane, we're pretty close to 0. We're right around 850s here for atmospheric flight on this moon. Let's see what this looks like in actual flight from third person. It's quiet. It's really quiet out here. Let's do a roll. That's a pretty quick roll, if I do say so myself. And we'll do a roll the other way. Pretty quick on the roll maneuverability. Let's do a loop for pitch. Ooh, I like the sound of that. So overall, pretty decent on pitch, pretty quick. And for our yaw, you can see we 180'd pretty darn quick. See how long it takes to go back to forward. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we'll throw on some afterburner. And you can hear it. It sounds pretty neat. It sounds alien for sure. Okay, so there's our flight characteristics. Let's head on out into space and we will check out our max speed here. Oh, we're starting to black out. There we go. I wish those diamond artifacts were not there. That kind of stinks that they're there. Our altimeter is stuck at like 43,000 for some reason. I hope the server's doing okay. And I would like to just go to an OM marker. If I can find one. There we go. And we'll check out true top speed. Okay. All right, so here we are in like real flight, right? In space. And our top speed is climbing, passing 1,000. Let me turn off the quantum drive. So we're at 1235. Can we get to 1236? Nope. It looks like 1235 is max, but that's fine. That's fine with me. And we'll see if we can see any retro firing here. Well, I guess from the front, it's firing retros. Yeah, I can see that now. Fairly quiet ship. Kind of stealthy. I like it. What do you got? I mean, of course I want to hear your comments in the comments section below. But what do you guys think about the Talon so far? Have you used it for battle? Do you fight in this thing? Let me know what you like to do with the Talon. Do you like the Talon or the Talon Shrike more? I think those are really good questions to ask. Okay, so I'm gonna queue up a dogfighting mission, and well, before we do that, let's do a quick weapons test. The ship is gimbal because it's stock weapons. So there's our gimbal that does follow. These are size 3 light strike 3 cannons. When I bump up the power all the way, we get 37 shots. even power is 31, and what I like to fight at right here is about 33, so not that great. I'll probably just keep everything even. And yeah, let's queue up a dogfighting mission, and we'll see you on the other side of that. All right, guys, so we're going to have to come into this mission in MVG mode because it's on the dark side of Daymar here. Couple more things about the ship. It is available for purchasing game in Astro Armada for 1.8 million Alpha UEC, and that's a lot. That's actually a lot. As far as the pledge, though, it is time-limited sales, and they go for $115 a piece. You could probably get one on Alien Week. Okay, let's see how we can do against this guy. This is a ship for guns, so... Alright, we're going to turn towards them, see what we can do here. Using our gimbals. This is an M50, so super quick. Might have to take his partner out first. One thing about these shields is that they're supposed to be, because they're Tevarin based, they should be really good against ballistics. Although I am taking some fire. That M50 is, they're always a pain in the butt. And, you know, I love how the computer always says infinite ammo. Okay. How are we going to do this? There we go. Okay. Now let's get your buddy. So this is not really an atmosphere. We're pretty darn high up. Going again. This is an Avenger Stalker. Let's actually back up. See if we can get any missiles going. Or we'll go forward. So it does come with Tempest Force. So we'll shoot a couple missiles at him. Oh, they hit too. And we'll follow that up with boom. Okay. Well, let's get see how dark that was. I play with reshade, so it's always a little bit darker. So, I mean, I know that was a very low risk target, but we didn't take like any crazy damage here. It's hard to see the ship, but they didn't get through our shields. So I think we'll do something a lot more interesting for the solo dogfight, for the chase camera dogfight. But for the solo dogfight, the ship handled itself really, really well, which I knew it would be. I knew it would because it's a stout ship, and all those ballistic rounds that were fired at it didn't really do much. Thanks to the, I think it's called a Soldrath shield. And, you know, putting size 4s on this thing, especially with repeaters, it really makes it a tough ship to take down, and to defend against, because it is very, very maneuverable. The Tevarin used the ship a lot in the war. It is considered an escort fighter for the Prowler, and it was heavily used in the First Tevarin War. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to go take a look at the Talon Shrike. Before I leave you, though, I do want to show you the quantum travel of the ship. So, let's see. What is that out there? Kovalek Shipping Hub, Gundo. Let's see if we can actually get the quantum to come in, because it's like this cool green color. Oh, way too fast. Okay, so there's Crusader. Let's see if we can map out a course to Port Olisar. There we go. PO. We're going to go to OM1 first. We might be far enough away for the actual quantum to engage. It's a circular green and yellow quantum. It looks really cool. There we go. From first person view, that looks pretty cool. Third person. So really neat point of view. of the quantum. It just looks cool. There we go. And then we just came out of quantum. We're going to head to PO. I'll go ahead and show you the landing on this guy. We'll see if PO is still in the dark or it has any light. Good old PO. Doesn't it look beautiful with like sunrise, sunset kind of stuff? It just really, really does. I really like it. So now we're going to hit our landing gear. We're going to watch those back wings fold back, and we'll hit VTOL. And we'll watch the top wings kind of fold back. Really cool look to that. We'll try to come in here not too fast and land at Port Olisar. I like to land in third person. I just, the color of the sun right here on sunrise is just, Port Olisar looks beautiful. It looks really nice at night too. I really, really like it. I prefer it in the dark. There we go. Ship's landed, guys. I'm going to fuel up, grab the Talon Shrike, and we're going to check that out. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So we're making our way over to the Talon Shrike here at Port Olisar. And it's up here on number 2. Look at that. Look at the purple. Oh, the purples and how it makes the yellow red. The translucent wings there. So pretty. And the Talon, or the Shrike here has a little bit different coloring, which we're going to see when we get in and fly around. But as you can see, it's the same things. It's the same ship. It's just more of a missile loadout than a gun loadout. So here you can see the size. Geez, what's on here? It's Light Strike 1s. So these are gimbaled size 1s. So very underpowered on that department. And I don't see the missiles right here like they were on the Talon. So I'm wondering where the missile racks are. They come out of... No, they don't come out of that. I am curious, because I don't think I've ever paid attention to where the missiles come out of. Maybe we can see it when we get in and we turn power on and weapons get powered on and things like that. Okay. Other than that, same compartments, things like that. Compartment on the left, probably not a compartment on, or compartment on the right, not on the left. Yeah. So let's get in this ship. Same type of thing here. Oh. Up here. There we go. We're going to do this in third person if we can. And there's the seat coming down. Ooh, look at the blue. Looks nice. And there we are coming up into the seat. I think that's cool looking. Okay, anyway, I'm a nerd. Okay, let's power this ship on. Notice we do have Light Strike 1, so again, cannons. Significantly more shots because they're pretty underpowered, in my opinion. VTOL comes on automatically here, so the wings are spread, and we will come up and raise up the landing gear. You just get away from PO here for a second. And I want to see the ship in the light, if that's possible. Okay, so we'll come to a stop here. Let's take an exterior look of the Talon Shrike. That purple and red look amazing. And then we can see, it's hard to see here, but there's like blue tints to the ship's coloring, making it quite a bit different than the green that we had. It's like blue and purple on the Shrike, and it's like a green on a green and blue on the regular Talon. Looks really, really good. Looks really, really good. Okay. Probably one of the best shaders in the game is this this iridescent shader. Just trying to see where the missiles are. Can we get some light back there? Maybe not. Let's see. Man, I see the guns. I don't necessarily see the missiles. Let me turn off weapons. Nothing happened. I almost kind of want to go through the ship here and see where the missiles are located. Yes, you can do this. It's kind of weird. Oh, it looks like they're all right there.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, I called for landing by accident. It's tied to my down arrow. So the missiles are all there.
Request has already been granted.
So I guess they come out of that pod. Maybe that's a stealth thing. But okay. So what are we gonna do with the Talon Shrike here? We're gonna go get into a fight because that's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna use its ability to shoot missiles. That's a cool picture of the Shrike right there. Just headed down into the clouds of Orison. All right, so I'll be back when we pick a fight, and stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're in Quantum to head towards the target at Yella. The Talon Shrike, the missile boat here, it has, again, the same, I'm assuming pretty much the same stats. We'll check when we're at the loadout. But you can buy this in-game at Astro Armada for 2.259 million alpha UEC, which is significantly higher than the regular Talon. Although I think I prefer guns with regular Talon. The pledge on this is $115 as a standalone ship, time-limited sales, which you should be able to grab at Alien Week coming up in June. So we're going to head towards, I guess, this guy. Looks like another atmospheric fight. Not sure if it's going to be dark over there or what. Looking good, this Talon. Talon Shrike, I should say. I love the rings of Yella. It's just super neat. Okay, looks like we're going to be able to fight in the daytime, which is a good thing. These weapons are also gimbaled, but they are size 1 cannons, so not the best weapons in my opinion here. We'll turn off our quantum. So for missiles, notice we have 24 Arrestor 3s, so very powerful on the missile department. We're going to load up 2 here in missile operator mode and give us some power. Hopefully we'll detect this guy fairly far out. After this dogfight, we will go ahead and, I guess, try our best to see what our stealth capability is on this ship. I don't necessarily... there is some stealth components that are on it, but like I haven't been doing stealth mode or anything like that, so... Oh, we had a target. Anelia... Oh. Okay, let's back. Oh, come on. I can't be too close. Maybe I am too close. Okay. Let's get out of atmo or get away a little bit. I just want to test the missiles on here. All right, firing a missile at, oh, main target. He's gone. Okay, let's go after these other ones here. We'll turn on our gimbal. And we're at even capacitor on this one, but they are size 1s. So I don't know how great that's going to be. Weapons too hot. Okay, that's new. A lot of ballistics I can hear. So let's use this ship and what it's made to do. If we can. Might have to do fly past him. We're out of boost. Do a turnaround here. There go our size 3s. Waiting for our missiles to load back up. And we lost missile lock. I don't think we hit him, guys. But we're going to go after him again with missiles. There we go. Turn our gimbals on. He might be able to evade these pretty easily. So it's significantly harder to fight with underpowered guns. So maybe this is more of a ship you're going to use to take out less maneuverable ships. But we did get the Gladius there. He took our shields down pretty low, half power, considering it's a bubble shield. So with that being said, that solo dogfight is over. Let's make sure we climb out of the atmosphere here. And I want to... There we go. I want to look at the stealth capability. So we're going to come down here to heat. And we're going to suppress our overall IR. Notice our EM is about 58. Our IR is 69, which is pretty good. When we suppress there, our EM stayed the same, but our IR went down significantly. So from 69 to 56. So I would say that that's fairly stealthy. So our ability to sneak up on someone and then lay a barrage of missiles into them before they know what's going on is fairly good. But we have to be able to actually see them. And with the way these enemies are spawning in the game, the closer you get to them, that just doesn't work great right now. So let's take a look at the colors here. As you can see now, you see the blues and the purples of the Talon Shrike looking really, really nice here in the atmospheric yellow here. Ooh, that's a nice looking shot. Okay, guys, so that's the solo dogfights, and the next part of the video is going to be on the loadouts at Urkel.games, and then we're going to take a look at the brochure of the Talon and Talon Shrike, and after that, chase camera dogfight, then we will wrap up the video. So thank you for watching so far, and we'll see you at the next section. Okay, guys, so it's time for the loadout section for the Talon and the Talon Shrike. I know on my last video that the microphone was a little bit far away, was far away from my face, so I didn't get great audio. So I'm hoping this one's better. I apologize for that last video on the Car2All, but I think you guys could hear me. You just had to turn it up a little bit. It was louder in certain spots. I thought I had that fixed, but I didn't. So let's talk about the Talon. The Esperia Talon, relic of the Tevarin War, but redone by Esperia to fit human pilots. We can see right now base stats. It is a size 1 fighter with 18,000 hit points. I guess it's not as high as I was thinking, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's. Let me give you a comparison of like an Anvil Arrow. 9,200, right? A Hornet has 22,000. So it's not too far away from a Hornet. An F8 Lightning, 40,000. Lots of armor on the Lightning. Let's look at a Gladius here. 9,000. So it has definitely more than a Gladius. Close to a Hornet. It has more than a Saber. So all in all, it has pretty good hit points here. We can see the mass is for about 51,000 kilograms. Speed, SCM speed 208-ish. Afterburner speed 1236. We got real close to those numbers. Now let's look at max pitch, yaw, and roll. 56, 57, and 215. So the roll is really good. The hydrogen capacity and the quantum fuel are on par with size 1 fighters. I'm not worried about that. But maneuverability-wise, 56, 57, 215. Again, let's compare it to like a Gladius, 55, 55, 200. So it's actually more maneuverable than the Gladius. It is, let's check it against a Saber. More maneuverable than the Saber. Let's check it against an Arrow. 53, 53, 190. Technically more maneuverable than the Saber. How about a Banu Defender? 42, 42, 128. Yep, more maneuverable than them. Let's look at the Car2 All from a POA. 70, 70, 200. So definitely can roll a little bit faster than the Car2 All, but the Car2 All kills everything in maneuverability for pitching y'all. Compared to a Gladius, it has less hydrogen fuel. So look at the Gladius, 135,000, Saber 135,000, Talon 80,000 in hydrogen fuel. So you're going to run out of hydrogen fuel faster with the Talon. Something to note. Okay, let's look at DPS stock loadout, right? 628. Those are 2 size 3 cannons. Not too bad. I would immediately change those to repeaters. So instead of that 314 sustained damage, I would put on Panther 337s. And while we might get less overall DPS at 458, we're going to have more chances to shoot. They're going to shoot faster, and it's going to have a better result, in my opinion. I think you will kill ships faster with the 337. My ultimate recommendation for the Talon is to go ahead and get rid of the gimbals and go with a laser repeater of a 447. And because it is very maneuverable, you can get out of a lot of situations. That brings your DPS up to 497 with a repeater. Burst damage 1280. So pretty good damage there. I don't like the cannons. Okay, let's look at missile damage. So this guy does have 4 total missiles, has 2 Tempest 2 cross sections on one launcher, 2 Tempest 2s on the other. I'm fine with the Tempest 2 for this cross section missile. However, Strike Force 2s do more damage, Dominator 2s do a lot of damage, and so do the Bullet 2s. I would say let's go with Strike Force 2s. Cross sections a little bit harder to jank away from, giving us a total missile damage of 8230 now, so a little bit of an upgrade there. It is a bubble shield because of the size 1 fighter, 3,000 hit points with the stock shields. These are Soldrath shields. They are Tevarin in nature, and I wouldn't touch them. You can upgrade them because they do have grade C hit points of 1,500. However, these are special shields that are more resistant to ballistic damage. And since the CPU has unlimited ballistic ammo, unlike us, I would stick with those. They're good shields. I don't think there's a need to upgrade them, and it's kind of what makes the ship unique. As far as power plant goes, if you want to have a stealth build, then the Slipstream is what it comes with and what you should be using. I like the Slipstream. However, just note that it has, as far as power, it's okay. It's a grade A component, so it powers what you need. But if you look at the power over here, we're way over half. So if you don't want stealth and you don't care about the stealthy aspect, I would probably go with a JS300. If we do that, we're going to be under half for our power consumption over here. So I'm going to leave it alone because I kind of like the stealthy aspect of it. As far as the coolers, there's really no gameplay for coolers right now, so we're going to leave them alone. Civilian grade B flash freezes. Actually, to add to the stealth, even though it doesn't really add to the stealth, I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to put some snowblinds on there. They're expensive. They're not required. So, but just to put it on there. For the quantum drive, it does have a stealth grade C drift. If you don't care about stealth, go ahead and get a Voyage or an Atlas drive, because that will actually let you travel to different systems without having to get gas. But if you're going to stay stealth, I would upgrade from the drift and get the Spectre. It's faster, and it doesn't matter because The faster is nice, but it doesn't matter because if you're going from Hearst into Crusader or Microtech to Arcorp, you're going to have to stop and get gas either once or twice. So just be prepared for that for this stealth build. Speaking of stealth, the EM on this stock is 7189 and the IR is 6960 on this build. So keep that in mind. Yeah, let's send the non-stock items to the cart. There's 10 of them. Looks like 118,000 to fully upgrade this ship. And that's if you go with the coolers. If you did not pick up the coolers, which you don't have to, it's 92,972. It's not that much of a difference. And it's really not that expensive. You could work 100,000 off pretty darn quick in this game. And of course, you don't have to upgrade the missiles. I would say you need to upgrade the guns, at least to a repeater, but you don't have to go with 447s. Yeah, there we go. We're going to empty the cart. The slipstream was in there. Darn it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Here's the actual total. It's 100,072 with my upgrades. So if you don't do the coolers, it's 74,000. So definitely doable if that's what you want to do. Now, let's check out the paints because the paints are super cool on this ship. The first paint we're going to show off is the Talon Cobalt livery. The Cobalt, you can stand out with this cool blue paint scheme, custom designed for the Esperia Talon. And this also works on the Shrike. As far as these paints go, we're going to show off 2 of them on the Talon build and 2 of them on the Shrike build. The second paint that we're going to show off is the Talon Crimson livery. This is actually probably my second favorite livery. I really like the stock Shrike livery. But the Talon Crimson is a red paint scheme, custom designed for Esperia and its Shrike variant. Okay, so that's it for the Talon. Let's move on to the Shrike. Okay, guys, so here is the Talon Shrike. Again, a size 1 fighter, crew size of 1, 0 SCU on all these, by the way. Pick it up in Area 18 asteroid monitor for 2.2 million alpha UEC. Again, same hydrogen capacity here. Same quantum fuel capacity, so you'll run out of hydrogen faster. Same speeds. Now, the whole hit points right around the same, 18,730. I'm not sure if it's exactly that. And the pictorial and yaw is also the same. So, flight-wise, it's the exact same ship. Now, weapons-wise, it's completely different. You can see that the weapon hardpoints are only size 2s, and they come with a Light Strike 1 laser cannon that's gimbaled. So we have 497 DPS on this thing. Because it's a size 2, I would say just like the Talon, you want to upgrade to a laser repeater with a Badger 227 on both mounts here. Yes, your DPS goes down to 420. However, now you have a repeater, and I think it's better in dogfighting. If you want to attack larger ships using your missile loadout, then you might want to stay with a cannon or go ballistic. The burst damage is 800 DPS with this loadout. Now the missiles, the big point of the Shrike here, 60,000 damage with the missiles here. There is 24 missiles on this bad boy. That's a lot. It comes with Arrestor 3 cross sections on 2 launchers, 12 missiles each. And apparently you can't change these, or what's going on here? I'm not sure. It looks like it may be locked, but I would imagine you could change that with other missiles, but maybe not. So, but I would leave them as is. These Arrestor 3s are great missiles. Again, this ship comes with 2 size 1 Soldrath military grade C Tevarin ballistic resistant shields. Just like the Talon, it comes with a slipstream power plant, stealth grade A. If you were going to upgrade that, again, I would go with the JS300 because we did get a weapons hot notification on the Shrike. So you got to be careful with if you're using cannons. With the repeaters, we'll probably still get it, but probably not as soon as the cannons. Now I'm going to keep this in the stealth theme. The coolers I would go ahead and upgrade to the snowblinds to keep them stealth. This is by no means required. It also lowers the amount of cooling. Like, it upgrades the cooling that you get to 340. And the quantum drive, it comes with a stealth grade C drift. It looks like with the drift, you can make it from Crusader to Hurston in one trip. However, to keep it as stealthy as possible, I would say go with the Spectre. You're going to have to stop for gas, but it is a little bit more stealthy. And there we go. So speaking of stealth, EM 7113, IR 6920. And it gets better when you're in the ship. So let's drop the non-stock items into cart. Let me empty the cart and try that again. Non-stock items in the cart. Wow, there's 29 of them. Okay. So the Spectre, the Badger, the Snowblind. It's because of the missiles. We're going to leave those missiles out, obviously. So 73,206 to upgrade the ship. And if you didn't get the cooler upgrade, for only 46,000. So not too bad. You're buying cheaper guns and a quantum drive, basically. Okay, I forgot to clear the cart. There we go. Let's look at the paints for the Talon Shrike and the Talon. But let's look at these paints. The Talon Harmony livery. It's meant to showcase humanity's peaceful relationship with the aliens, with a semi-pearlescent main blue coat marked with an organic reflective red to suggest the coming together of disparate species and cultures. It's been designed and produced by the UEE's Diplomatic Corps and freely licensed to all spacecraft manufacturers. And the last livery, which is I think the newest, is the Ocellus livery. It replicates the look of the Talon during the Second Tevarin War. It features a bold red fuselage meant to draw attention and trick aggressors into shooting at the most heavily armored part of the ship. So, what do you think of the Ocellus livery? I like it. I think it's pretty cool looking. And there we go, guys. That is the loadout section for the Talon and the Talon Shrike. We're going to move on to the brochure part of the video, so stay tuned. Okay, guys, so here we are at the brochure section of the Esperia Talon. This could get a little long, so buckle in. You'd hear that scream, that whistle, but by then it'd already be too late. Starman Dennis Parfit, the UPES Thulsa, 2554, Tevarin War timeframe. Resurrecting an icon, one ship's journey to the present. Lieutenant Weber Forbes, out of the 12th Fighter Squadron and UPES Horizon 2554, says they'd be on top of you and unleash before you could scramble the fighters. They'd be long gone, disappeared without a trace, and you'd just be a sitting duck with your comms fried, waiting to hear that whistle again. They look very much like birds of prey in this picture as they're descending to attack, and I really like it. I think it'll look is awesome. Weapon of War. The history books are filled with dozens of accounts from the Tevarin Wars of seemingly spectral forces that could be lurking anywhere, waiting to strike when least expected. The uniquely effective attack methods and formations employed by the Talon pilots exemplified the Tevarin use of coordinated strikes. These near-synchronous attacks maximized each aggressor's strength as part of a greater combined assault. Tevarin strike teams were models of ruthlessly efficient, surgical, precise mayhem. The Talon was chief among these deadly tools. Lasting loss legacy. Centuries have passed since Talon's harried UPE forces, but the innovation on display in those very ships helped bring the spaceflight industry to where it is today. By the start of the First Tevarin War, human spaceships relied almost entirely on physical armor to withstand attacks. Tevarin ships, however, featured technology that created shield projections much more efficiently. And that didn't exclusively apply to combat-focused applications. The Tevarin also utilized air shield technology that redefined how humans approached capital ships and space stations. Despite these profound impacts on the industry, most Tevarin ships and the specifics of their engineering were lost to history thanks to the sweeping destruction of the Purge. So one thing to note, and this is true in modern times, is that War always brings about new technology and new advances that eventually filter down to the civilian world. And as horrific as wars are, they can be a major innovator and a major cultivator of advanced technology. Opportunity of discovery. The discovery of Tevarin weapon caches in the Cabal system allowed Esperia a unique opportunity to study authentic functional technology up close that had laid untouched for centuries. Thanks to the UEE, Esperia engineers enlisted Tevarin historians to transport and study these artifacts, creating the most comprehensive assessment of Tevarin technology to date. So, UEE time frame, right? We found some abandoned Talons out on Cabal. And if you don't know, there's 2 Tevarin wars. Humanity won both of them by the skin of their teeth, and now the Tevarins are actually part of the UEE. So they have been assimilated and integrated into the UEE. An icon remastered. Talon, like the Prowler personnel carrier before it, represents Esperia's continuing effort to preserve historically significant Tevarin ship designs, as well as update them for practical human use. Offered with an unparalleled level of authenticity, Esperia is beyond elated to take this journey through history with all of humanity. Reverence is paramount, says Charlotte Hussian, the CEO of Esperia. The process of recreation. The discovery of the Cabal remains complicated for us. When Esperia approached me to consult on this, I wasn't immediately sure how to respond, but seeing their dedication to preserving our technology and history is inspiring. That's Senator Suj Kasi, who actually is a Tevarin. The Tevarin do have, I think, a single senator. Respecting the original, utilizing the close consultation of both human and Tevarin pilots and historians. The recreation process is exhaustive in incorporating modern safety requirements while keeping as close to possible to the original period designs. Steps included extensive R&D to recreate the original Talon's outer hull and high stealth capabilities, all those angles, you know what I mean? Faithful to the last detail, the Talon even features bespoke weapons crafted to be as close to the Tevarin originals as modern technical and legal limitations allow. Functional historical variant. Among the ships discovered was an immaculately preserved variant model of the Talon developed during the Second Tevarin War. Okay, so the Shrike comes from the Second Tevarin War, with a missile-focused offensive configuration. These infamous Shrike, as they came to be designated, are well documented in historical accounts, known for unleashing deadly barrages of missiles that added devastating lethality to the hit-and-run attacks typical of the Tevarin offensive strategy. Adapted for human comfort, the Talon's cockpit is one of the few areas significantly modified for human use. However, the pilot seat and unique single-stick control scheme remained as faithful as possible to the original period designs thanks to the consultation of Tevarin pilots well acquainted with fighter ships. Its distinct escape pod functionality, often integral in the unusual and highly effective combat techniques traditionally employed by the Talon pilots, remains. They got 2 remains in there. Faithfully and functionally intact, or detached if the case calls for it. So you can see in this picture, this Talon is ejecting. Built to fly. Even while preserving the historical and technological sanctity of the original designs, the Talon was intended to be a fully functional combat-ready ship, equipped with safety features that fully comply with the current TSB standards. Updated air shield tech built to the traditional Tevarin implementation means there's no need to stress about aging airlocks, while unique countermeasures derived from original specs found on Cabal 3 create radar decoy signals to leave aggressors fighting ghosts. The alloy that makes up much of the Talon's hull is fully synthetic material, reverse engineered in-house to replicate the uncommon stealth qualities of the mysterious metal on which it is based. Launching anew. Rebuilding the Talon Shrike have been one of the greatest accomplishments that Esperia has had the honor of being a part of. But this was not a solitary task. The ship represents Esperia's unyielding commitment to history, unprecedented archaeological access, and cutting-edge modern engineering, but could only be made possible by partnerships with the UEE government, the ICC, and the Tevarin people. The dedicated work of hundreds of engineers, fabricators, historians, soldiers, and pilots from all races cannot be underestimated either. Esperia is proud to present this near-perfect recreation of the infamous Talon, a piece of the past that you can fly today. Okay, then it gives some specs, which are probably pretty close to being accurate. And even though it does say Tevarin ballistic cannon as a weapon, that has been removed, if that was ever on there. And then Tevarin missiles are not on there either. And that's it. So the Talon from Esperia, pretty darn cool. So let's take a real quick look at the website for the Talon over on the RSI website. So here we go. The Esperia Talon, the Tevarin Talon light fighter. Strike hard and fade away. So these are, this is the Talon Shrike, and this is the Talon down here in the green. The hit and run icon remastered for the modern age. As we scroll down, the legend grows, representing our unyielding commitment to history, unprecedented archaeological act. Yeah, this is all in the brochure, so I'm not going to read that again. 2 models of the Tevarin tech remastered. So the first one, the Talon. The one that's selected is I believe the cockpit. Significantly modified for human use, single stick control schemes. Over here is a standard missile package. Elegant wing-mounted 4-missile launch system. Down here we have the firepower. That is the size 4 hardpoint with size 3 gimbal guns attached. Up here is the speed. Both Talon models are built like their historical basis for dive bomb assault tactics. The blinding speeds that facilitate this offensive approach are achieved via supercharged thrusters and a traditional aerodynamic frame. I really do like the aerodynamics on it being like a bird. And up here, the hull. Exhaustive R&D and tireless archaeological efforts enable the recreation of the Talon's armored outer hull, reinforcing the ship's hit and run potency. Let's take a look at the Shrike here. Same thing with the cockpit. Over here, the special missile package. A deadly evolution of the original Talon. The Shrike scaled down the main guns, but added 2 bespoke internal missile racks, capable of unleashing devastating volleys of hard-hitting Tevarin projectiles. Down here again, the firepower of those size 1 cannons. The speed again, and the hull. Moving on down, iconic features, the hit and run. The history books are filled with accounts from Tevarin wars of their unique attack methodology. So they come down, they fire, boom, 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 launch everything they have, and then pull out and fade away. Legendary design of the Talon represents Esperia's continuing effort to preserve historically significant Tevarin ship designs, like the Talon and the Prowler, and update them for practical human use. Traditional shields inspired by the original Tevarin phalanx shields, the Talon is equipped with proprietary focus shield generators, providing ample coverage and unprejudiced projectile deterrence. That means it's good against ballistics. When deployed in force, frontline ships outfitted with these shields can provide crucial cover for the following waves of ships and troops. And then the escape plan talks about the ejection mechanism for the Talon, which ejects the whole cockpit, which is actually really cool. And then Fury Unleashed, developed during the Second Tevarin War. So let's talk about the Shrike here. More missiles on the Shrike. The Shrike is the missile variant. And then it has all the different images. Cool picture of the Talon there. Oh, too fast. There's the Shrike. A couple Shrikes with the Talon in the background. The cockpit with this crazy single stick thing. Picture of the Talon. And the shield tech. And the dive bomb. So, give some specs here. Discover an icon, and then you could download the brochure, which you already read, or just read it here on the website. Choose yours now, and then as a little bonus here, there's the CCC AV's armor and helmet set. This is, I guess, a recreation of the Tevarin type of armor for humans. So that wraps up the website, guys. And we're going to move on to the chase camera dogfight. And then we'll wrap up the video with the outro. So let's cut over to that right now. Well, hey, folks, we're all done with the video, and I'm glad you're still here. That was the Esperia Talon and the Esperia Talon Shrike. And I guess I want to know, what your thoughts are on the ship. I would love for you to comment in the comment section below. And what do you think about the ship as a fighter? Would you consider it a light fighter or more of a medium fighter? I think it's more of a medium fighter, at least right now. It's got really strong shields, and hopefully in the future to be stronger with the phalanx system. And it actually has really good whole hit points as far as I'm concerned, but probably won't have those in the future. So yeah, there's a lot of questions up in the air with the Esperia Talon and Talon Shrike. Do you prefer the Talon or do you prefer the Talon Shrike? Because I think that definitely makes a difference which one you choose. What would you use those ships for in what mission capacity? I think is also a really good question that I'd love to hear from the community. I guess that's about it for the video. I want to thank my combat pilot out there and the NPC who just walked in front of my outro here for messing up the camera. Hopefully they don't sit next to me and make it really weird, or sit like inside me, because that's happened before too. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. I really appreciate it. Check us out at our website, fistandjawa.org. Or you can, if you really want to fly with us and hang out with us or be in a video or whatever, check us out on our Discord at, and the link is in the description below on YouTube. And we stream every Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And Jawa streams on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. And you can catch us there and get involved in the shenanigans and hijinks that we kind of have going on. And until then, I will see you in the next video, which is planned on being the Esperia Prowler. Yeah, another alien ship. So until then, remember, if the fist don't get you, the lightning bolt will. And as always, good night, Stan.